I'm gonna show the finished. It's pretty much finished. It's getting. I've been working at it for what I think 3 days now, and it's been. Well, we know you can tell by looking at me. I've been out in the heat. Okay, so I will show what I did real quick, and then I'm gonna talk about everything, and then I'm getting back to work on my pantry when I can, but I still need to get back to my exercises and everything else that I was doing. Okay, so here's part. Here you can see that. Here's part of what I use. These are called fencing staples. Okay, I came up with the idea about I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was just looking around. I came up with the idea within less than 15 minutes, so I thought pretty quickly on my feet. I thought. So this is what our fence looks like now. Okay, I put these extra sheet metal things I had. Here's our fence staples. This is holding it so that it's tight against here. We've used zip ties. See, there's goes all the way around. Fence staples holding it up. And then I also have zip ties on all the poles. I'm just gonna show it. I don't really think that it needs much explanation. Okay. There is some more. And we have it go all the way down this way. Okay, and then I might put some extra on the gate, but I've worked that enough. I have a little bit left over, and I have a little bit of barbed wire left over. This is 14 gauge, 36 foot, 36 inches, not 36 foot, 36 inches tall garden wire fence, and I used 200 feet. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a few things. Okay, is this really living? Me having to do things like that? Okay. Of course, I've the whole thing. I don't want to have to go over to everything that's happened. I really don't. But the thing I was thinking about when I was doing it was that definitely does feel like a crown of thorns happening now because I'm having to protect myself, and also I can there's when I was at the mental institution, right before that court trial, they said you just have a little bit of fence left, and so I guess there is some comfort in that, thinking that I was like somehow it was known what I would do. Okay, because of what I saw at Ren's Boardmaster concert with his barbed wire on there, and then I had said that yelled about wanting to be left alone before, and that idea was already in my mind about having thought about if I should do that. So anyway, it's up now. It is I did learn a little bit about how to use fencing staples and how I have to, think quickly if I were to have farmland and have to do something like that. But I definitely want to be able to get my farmland and be more away from people. I definitely do. I have deleted the subscriptions to Ren's. Um, um, God, I'm not really feeling all that talkative after working on that all day long, every day for 3 days. I think it's been 3 days. We'll look and see. Anyway, so I deleted the Ren subscriptions. I deleted the Twitter account, and I'm just not sure anymore because I've been told so many things in my head that are not true. Are not true, and that kind of tipped it over the top for somebody to say that they were in London and they were going to be here today and then start talking about this Nelson Park wedding. It's like, I do not want anybody to have access to my head. It's if they're just going to lie to me about being in love with me or anything else that whatever's going on with that needs to be evicted from my mind. It's not going to be acceptable to have any kind of communication going on within myself that's not true, because that will confuse me, and that's not acceptable. It is not acceptable. It has to come to a stop. So I'm not going to be in any relationship that's confusing to me. If it's not, if people, if your soulmate or however these things work, if they're not able to be honest with you, or if it's something that's not your soulmate, it needs to leave. It needs to leave because that's very confusing. Very confusing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely back on myself to make decisions and figure out what I need to do in every circumstance. So that's my goal, is to not pay attention to Ren for the rest of the year. And by the time the rest of the year occurs, then I will know that I've changed my habits, because all day I've wanted to quit Pippi. I've wanted to look for comfort for him, that he'll say something to me where I feel better, and that's just not a habit that I need to get into if it's a false relationship that's not going where I think it's going. It's not to say that I didn't experience a lot of things that I learned throughout this process, but it's if it's not really a true relationship like I want it to be, I don't want to continue with it. I don't. So that's all I have to say about it. Um, I still want to finish my house, and hopefully I will be able to get that farmland and figure out what to do that way. We'll see. Don't know about the family wish or any of those things, because I'm the only one here. So I don't. Um, I do know that I'm capable of doing farm work. That, like, I'm very, very gifted with how my um, abilities come through. So I that's all I gotta say, really. All I really gotta say. Want to be left alone. If it's not a good communication on going between people, as to people communicating about what it is that they want from you, people need to stay out of your business. And that's all I have to say about that. Stay off my land, stay off my property, leave me alone.